Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Okay. So, where would you like to start today? Any parts you'd like to get to know better?
I didn't really have a chance to think much about what to look at in this session. But I guess what's coming up is we did this minute of meditation anytime I do any sort of meditation, and it's a battle. There's this ongoing debate and or more of a, I'm going to say battle again, between the parts that, really, I suppose between all the parts and the part that wants me to not drop in and not slow down and not stop thinking.
Yes.
And obviously we've looked at this thinking part before, and and it's likely multiple parts, I don't know, but it's very active and persuasive, and spends a lot of time in control.
Yeah, it sounds like the part we were approaching last time we talked, and if I recall correctly, there were some fearful parts around that.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess that we could start there.
Great. So how about those fearful parts? Are they up around going to this thinking part?
Not at this point. Let's see how we go.
Okay. So that thinking part, where do you notice it in or around your body?
It's at the front of my brain and in my jaw, the joint of my jaw where it meets my skull.
Okay.
It's got a sort of wired energy. I can feel in my fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of has a veil of wiredness across over like a bridal veil, but like it's just this wired energy. Yeah.
Okay.
A few places.
Okay. And how are you feeling towards it right now as you notice it there?
There's a couple of reactions. The first is that the part that wants it to go away. That's the first response.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just get super blended and I'm just in thought. So it's,
okay.
So it's hard to get the separation and being self.
Right.
Around it. Yeah.
Sure.
So, but there's enough, I don't think there's enough of any part stopping me. There's some curiosity as well,
okay.
let's say, and there's enough of that. And so let's go with that for now.
Okay. All right. So you're able to negotiate with that part that wants it to go away, ask it for some space.
It sees that this is a potential path towards that.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay, so you're feeling curious towards this thinking part, this wiry part that doesn't want you to drop in and slow down. Can you let it know that you're curious?
Yeah, and I let it know also that there's some compassion there too, just some understanding that it is working really hard and it must be hard work.
Yeah. Yeah, check that out with it. Ask it how hard it works and what it's like for that part to work so hard.
It's just like bone tired.
Yeah.
Deep exhaustion. And again, that sort of wired, it has this sort of wired energy, this part of, I've got an image from an Osho card, and it's this kind of strung out, exhausted but can't stop face.
Yeah. And what is it hoping to accomplish with so much activity, intensity?
Avoidance of feeling.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Avoidance of feeling. So not having any opportunity for me to experience the sensations of feelings or the discomfort of feelings.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Emotions. Mm.
Yeah. So I'm guessing there are particular feelings that it finds or wants to protect you from, particular discomforts, more so than others. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So if it feels all right, you could just ask it more about that.
Mm.
Just to kind of explore what are those feelings that it wants to protect you from.
It's the pain that's associated with loneliness and aloneness and abandonment. Those three words I've used before here.
Yeah.
It's that the terror of that, the depth of the feeling around those, experiences.
Yeah. Does that all make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But just let it know it makes sense to you. And see if you can show it appreciation for its intention.
Yeah, it did take that kind of just look down in a solemn way.
Mm-hmm. Why solemn?
Because it feels that its duty is still to do that. It hears that I'm grateful.
Yeah.
But it doesn't see any let up in the role.
Right, which is why it's working so hard.
Mm. Yeah.
It all makes sense. And does it notice you? Is it seeing you? Is it turned towards you?
It's facing me, but just slightly angled to the side. So, but it is in my direction, and it does know that I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't think it really knows what I'm doing here or who I am.
Yeah. Okay. So whatever way feels right to just introduce yourself more, or to check with it, what it might want to know about you.
So there's also this part that's familiar, just saying bullshit, like it's just not believing anything that is being done here or any of the words that are being said.
And that's different from this.
Any of the messages I'm getting from this part. Mm.
Is that different from the part that's the thinking part that won't let you drop in, or is it the same?
The one that I'm talking to is different from the one that's saying that.
Okay.
But I don't know if the one I'm talking to is. Anyway, don't want to get too confused.
Let's check with that, with the one calling bullshit.
Mm. It's saying I just need to keep reminding you that what you do, this is not nonsense, and none of it is real.
Yeah. Does that all make sense to you?
Mm. Yes.
That this part would feel that? Yeah, me too.
Yes, I'm going to call that the cynical part.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And it does feel distinct from this kind of intensive, non-stop thinking part.
Yeah. Okay. So just let that cynical part know that you see it. And I don't know about you, but I am very appreciative of parts like that, keeping us from getting tangled up in all of the bullshit out there in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny talking to it because it's like, yeah, sure, this is a joke. Like, it's very meta. It's like talking about itself as though it's not real. So anyway, that's fine.
Right.
It's happy. Right. It's happy to just play along. It thinks it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny. And, what you're experiencing is you're able to share it. Like, something's happening here.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. I don't, yeah. I'm not, I can see it as distinct from itself.
Okay. So you could just try asking it for space so that you keep getting to know this other part. Just see how it reacts.
It's happy for it all to happen because it doesn't think it's real. It just likes to it's like a little kind of joker, more like a jester.
Right. And all parts deserve their time to be known by you. So
yeah.
It might not be right now that you get to that part, but maybe it is. Maybe if this part keeps coming up and has more it wants you to know now, or it deserves your attention first.
It feels okay it doesn't feel like it's getting in the way, and it feels okay to have it just on the side. Is it in the position that it is? It's okay.
Great.
Let's see how we go.
Okay. So turning back to this thinking, not dropping in part, it was talking about a pain of loneliness and abandonment.
Mm.
and terror around that.
Yeah.
And how it doesn't see how it could stop doing that because it's still seems like a very important job for it.
Yeah.
What would it rather be doing with its energy if it didn't have to do that? If you could heal or change that part that might feel lonely.
I mean, it really likes reading and writing. It's very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
Using that, it's this, I think it's this, this sharp-minded one that we spoke of first session. And so she has this, deep intelligence, and that could be, it's being wasted.
Right. All this energy being spent keeping these feelings away are not going towards that other reading, writing,
or just,
analyzing.
just creative. Yeah, I suppose creative, analytical, intellectual pursuits.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you might just kind of spend a moment kind of just enjoying that vision with it and seeing what it's capable of and letting it just enjoy that, even if it feels like a fantasy. And you could ask it how old it thinks that you are.
I don't know, said 3, 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So go ahead and update it with your real age.
Is it common to have to do that multiple times with the same part?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that all parts, none of this is very much one and done.
Sure.
Especially if we haven't gone to this part that it's concerned about, this exile, and unburdened it, then this part is kind of going to stay there. And what we're doing with it now might feel or might be more kind of just discussing the project, if you will.
Yeah.
And so, we're not changing its experience.
Yes. I see. I mean, shifting relationship to it a bit, but not changing its role. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
And so we're mostly looking, you can work with this part as much as feels right, but we're mostly looking for its permission and trying to sell it on the idea that you are capable of going to this young part, this 2 or 3 year old, or whatever part is feeling burdened with loneliness, and helping it out.
Gaining its trust.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah. Letting it know that you're on the same team. You want to achieve the same things here.
And that it is not alone, as it feels now.
Right.
So I'm just going to let it know how old I really am. I'm finding it a little tricky because I don't feel completely separate. There's still kind of filaments of blendedness, if you know what I mean. And
yeah.
So I just have to take a bit of time to see if I can get a bit of space.
That's normal. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's just taking it in, digesting it slowly.
Yeah. What does it think about that idea of you going to those other parts?
It doesn't feel like it knows me enough to be able to trust that I could do that without damage.
All right. And what would it need from you to feel like it knows you better?
Time.
Mm-hmm.
It needs a commitment from me to connect with it outside of the session.
Yes.
And one that I've made before but haven't kept.
Yeah. And is that something that you want to discuss with it more now, or brainstorm, or discuss with me about ways of doing that?
I feel that there are some other part that's stopping that from happening, is avoiding that happening.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same part or another part.
Okay.
There's a sense of avoidance. There's a sense of, it's a real challenge, real difficulty that doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can find that. Maybe you can even think about putting yourself in that, place and time. You're not on the call with me. You're thinking about maybe doing this meeting with this part. See if you can detect where that avoidance comes from or what it's saying.
There's just a voice saying no, no, no.
Yeah.
Not safe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust it. Maybe it's those fearful parts or a fearful part.
Mm-hmm. So they don't trust the part, or they don't trust you to do the work.
When it said don't trust it, it said it meant the part.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's making the avoidance is happening in the connection.
Right.
I don't know if there's a connection to the cynic part, just wanting to just sabotage everything.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm getting, it's happened a couple of times now on calls, is that it gets to like multiple parts, and then there's this kind of like a ricochet, like off away from what's happening, and like too much, don't understand it, I'm letting you know that, because that's what's happening, but I'm okay with it. I'm just going to let it be.
Yes.
In the mix, because I've kind of bounced out a couple of times, and I'm not going to don't feel to do that or need to do that this time.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to learn more about the fear that kind of compels or pushes you to avoid getting to know this thinking part.
Okay, so there's a part that's saying I can't do it. And when I've done parts mapping, it's come up both times I've done parts mapping with drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this sort of defeated one in the corner with its head like curled up in a fetal position. But I don't know. Now I'm just trying to make it fit in. So I'm just going to come back to this moment.
Yeah, it's worried you can't do it.
It's just this part. It's like everything's too much. It's all too much. I can't. I don't have the strength. I don't have the ability. I'm not good enough.
Mm-hmm. You just let it know you see it and that it's welcome to.
Just feels so hopeless and helpless and so in pain.
Yeah, does it feel all right to go to that part now?
Yes.
Yeah, you just invite it to let you know more about it, see what else you notice about it.
It's in my heart. There's an aching part in my heart, and that's where it is. And it's just saying, I can't do this. I can't do this. It's too much. Not specifically what's happening now. It's just that's its tone.
Yeah.
Generally.
Okay. Yeah. And how are you feeling towards it?
Oh, really, really loving.
Great. Yeah, just try to show it that. Keep inviting it to share with you.
It's got this, so the I can't is like it's a kind of resigned feeling. It's like a shutdown, like it's a dissociated, that's the word, feeling. And it's not, it feels dissociated. It doesn't feel like it's the part that is in pain. Because it's sort of, but it's just this kind of flat, resigned, given up.
Do you detect an age about it?
Like 7, 8. Maybe younger.
Yeah. You could just ask it about its experience. You know, if there are specific times when it really felt that way more than others, or anything else it wants to show you about its experience and what's been hard for it.
It's been hard to grow up in my family.
Yeah.
And feel like the one on the outside.
Yeah. And are you okay just hearing more about that? now?
Yeah.
I just let it know you really want to understand how that was, what it was like.
So there are tears rolling down my face and
You okay with that?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just stay with that.
What was your question?
Just trying to get to know this part by asking about its experience, what it was like for it. And just letting it know that you really want to get to know it.
It just had to stop caring. It had to stop feeling. It had to stop expecting to feel belonging.
Yeah.
And it feels so sad.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it's me feeling sad for that.
As long as you're okay with it.
Yeah, it feels okay, James.
Great, yeah. Yeah, just stay with that. Let it know you're okay with how it's sharing with you and that you're okay with however it wants to share more.
It's just kind of noticed that I'm here. I mean, it was talking before, but it was just like its dialogue was just on the kind of going round and round, and it had its head bowed, but it's just noticing that I'm here, and it's really happy.
Yeah.
To not be so alone.
Yeah.
It really wants to tell me more. There was a point when it realized that that it had to just not feel and not expect. Yeah, it's the same. Expect belonging. The kind of care, attention, and love that it needed.
Right.
It's not that there was a total absence. It's just the kind that it needed it was clear that it wasn't available.
Mm-hmm.
And so it had to, I don't know, stop. I don't know what it had to do. What did it have to do? Start its role, I guess.
Yeah, well, we know some things about what it believed, like that it just can't do what's asked of it, or
it just wanted to be taken care of in the way that it needed, and that didn't happen. And there's just this sense of like deep disappointment and resignation.
Right. And does it feel safer trusting you with what it's telling you now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
It just wants to come and sit on my knee and have a cuddle.
Yeah, great. That's great.
It's loving how big I am, how,
That's right.
How much bigger I am than it, and that it can curl in and receive
Right.
what it needs.
Mm-hmm. You could ask it if it feels like it's been stuck in time. Feels like it's been stuck back there.
Yeah, but very much so.
Okay. So if it feels all right for you and for this part, then you could go back into that time with it and be there for it in the way that it needed someone.
There's a fear
Mm-hmm.
part responding to that idea.
Okay. Let's listen to that.
It's scared of the other people there.
In that place and time.
Yeah, because it knows that they're not able to give her what she needs, so they don't want to go back there.
Right.
They don't want the part to go back there.
Oh, okay. Well, the part's been feeling stuck back there, right?
I don't know. I mean, it just feels like she's sort of in a black room, like a completely darkened room. So I don't know where that is actually.
Mm-hmm. And like you said earlier, parts know what they need to heal. This part knows what kind of love it needed, what kind of care it needed. And so, of course, any of these steps are optional, but you could just ask this young part if it would like to give that a try of just inviting you back into its time. If that was when you were 7 or 8 or wherever this part has felt kind of stuck, growing up in your family.
Can you explain to it more what would then happen?
Yeah, what would then happen? We can call it like a redo. And it's basically, revisiting maybe some of these memories or some of these, just dark places from the past and showing, really, it's an act of compassion for you, for self, to go back and say, and to show kind of, here's what I would do if I was there with you. Because not only can I be this big loving person for you now, but I can kind of do that through time. And in your darkest moments, in this part's darkest memories, you can kind of let it re-experience what it would be like to have you present.
That's radical. Okay, well that feels okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so just ask it to show you where and when, and just go back there. Just be with it in the way it needed someone.
So it feels completely unseen and like nobody's noticing.
Right. So you're going to go back and show it how you would see it and how you would notice it. You could also ask if there's anything it wants you to do for it back there or with it. If there's anyone it wants you to talk to for it.
I'm just going to take a step back because I think I'm seeing the picture I've got has me in it. So I think that it's not self then if I'm able to, yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to create a picture. That's what's happening of what of like the bedroom that I had and going to her in her bed. And that's where.
Yeah, just let the part lead.
Okay.
Let it know. Ask it to let you know where to go with it and what it wants to see you do with it and for it. In any times that were hard for it.
So what I'm seeing is doesn't feel anyway. I'm seeing these two figures, my mum and my stepdad.
Yes.
With their backs to us, and they're in shadow. So it's not. It doesn't feel like a real. I'm questioning the memory. As I'm questioning that it's a memory. It feels more symbolic. I don't know, but anyway, this is the image I'm getting.
However, it's showing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're dark. They're in shadow, and they're facing away.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like at their feet.
Yeah.
And I'm between them. Sorry, she's between me and them.
Okay. And how is she like?
They just don't even see her. They just have no idea she's there.
Yeah. And so what does she need from you in that place?
She needs me to do what they're not doing.
Right.
She doesn't trust that they can do it. Mm-hmm. She knows well now that they can't.
Right.
So she wants me to really see her.
Yeah. Great. And you're able to do that?
Mm. So I just keep saying, I know how you're feeling. I know what you're feeling, and I know how you're feeling.
Does she feel like you know how she's feeling and that it matters?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Does she want you to say anything to mom and stepdad or said anything else right there?
I'm scared of doing that, so I guess that's the scared part.
Yeah.
I feel scared of doing it. That doesn't feel comfortable.
Okay.
Or safe.
Okay. Let me just check with that scared part.
Yeah.
What its concerns are.
It knows how my mum reacts to any suggestion that things weren't perfect and idyllic and right in my childhood. and it doesn't want to deal with that.
Fair enough. And the real question is, does this young exile want you to do that? I'm not saying that means you need to, but just check it out with this young part that felt unseen.
She doesn't believe that it's possible, I think, for that to happen.
Okay.
But they haven't changed. They're just still in that same position, facing away in dark shadow.
Yeah. And we're not, our aim isn't to get them to be different people. But the question was really just, is there a message to send to them? Is there anything that would feel right for this part to kind of let them know, or that would feel right to you to let them know? And if the answer is no, that's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it would either be heard, or if it was heard, it would be received.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's a lot of guarding kind of feeling around. Even thinking about doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I would trust that. If that's what this part is saying, and it doesn't feel like it's important for it to trust you and to be
I'm
seen
not sure
by
if
you.
It's the part that's saying that. I don't know if it's this part that's saying that, but there's definitely, it's being said by somebody.
Yeah. You can also get creative with it if it, if the part does want it, but it doesn't feel right in this way. Well, we can write them a note. We can, there's kind of other ways to, really you can do anything.
Yeah. I mean, what's stopping anything happening is a fear of the consequences of that action. Yeah. So it isn't, just the reason it's there is because it isn't seen, it isn't heard, it isn't got. Mm-hmm. So how could that change?
Because you're there. Again, you're not going to change who these people are, but you could send them a message if it felt right. You could talk to them as an adult, fully informed, not just an adult, but as this child grown up. I don't want you to feel like I'm pushing it or anything, but
no, you're not, and I wouldn't. If anyway, okay. I, it's useful. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check in with her to see what she wants.
Great.
Okay, so her response. She's gone. She went kind of. How do I describe it? I mean, it would be called a tantrum, right? So it's that sort of rage mixed with frustration.
Yeah.
And she's saying, she's screaming, I want to be seen. I want to be seen by them. I want them to see me.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of sensation in my body now, so I'm just going to be with that for a second.
Great. Yep, just stay with her.
She's angry.
Of course.
And she's seeing that she can be angry.
That's right. Yeah, she feels safe doing that with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
She's screaming at them now.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, I want you to fucking see me.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And I want you to see me. So
Again,
it actually doesn't matter what the response is. She just wants to be able to be angry.
She wants to be able to scream that, yeah. And you have her back. You can make that safe for her. Or scream along with her.
Yeah. She's just really enraged, just punching pillows, like really going for it. So great.
It feels great?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Great. Stay with it.
She's just letting it all out now. Just screaming and saying everything to them. I'm right here and you don't fucking see me.
Yeah.
I think she might have borrowed the fucking from me, but it's working.
Sure. Yeah, well, another thing is, you can do this with her, you can do this for her, you can, the degree to which...
She's got it.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah.
I'm just here with reveling in her fury and anger and watching her running around and screaming at them. And
yeah.
I feel so proud of her.
Right. And she knows as long as you see her, then it counts.
Guess she knows I'm here.
Yeah, it's safe.
Just because they're kind of calming down a bit now and just...
Is there any more that she'd like for you to do with her back in that time before inviting her out?
She wants... She wants me to go with her and stand behind them and put my hands on my mum's shoulders.
How's it going?
Yeah. She says that I'm the link between them, between her and my mum.
Hmm.
And somewhere there's something around my mum's pain.
Okay.
There's something in her, not in her being able to freely express herself that's allowing her to know that the not seeing is not because she doesn't care, but because she's in pain herself.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Just do whatever feels right. I'll remind you and her that everyone's on their own journey, and that your goal here is to witness her and to be with her.
Huh. Okay, yeah, I see what's happening. She has a protective role.
Right.
It's the protector that's asking me to do that.
Right. Which all makes sense. And it's all, I'm sure, very valuable for you to understand about this young part.
Yeah, and actually I wasn't really comfortable doing that, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Great.
To step back away from that.
Yeah.
Felt like there was a heaviness in my chest around it.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually such a relief to know that I don't have to do that. There was something tied up in her protector and me.
Right.
And my protector. Yeah, there was something kind of tangled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just trying to heal this young part and its relationship with you. That's really all we can.
Thank you for spotting that, James.
Is there anything more that she'd like for you to do with her, for her back there?
No, not right now.
Great. Well, you can invite her to come be with you in the present. Let her know that you'll keep taking care of her and keep seeing her. And just invite her. Yeah, where does she want to go?
She wants to go for a swim.
Mm-hmm.
At the beach.
Yes. And just let her know she doesn't ever have to go back there.
Let her know she doesn't ever have to go back there.
She doesn't have to go back to that place with the parents, back in that place in time. She can stay with you, stay at the beach.
She doesn't. She just can't believe that that's true. I mean, in a kind of disbelieving in a pleased way, like, because she didn't know that was going to be the outcome.
Yeah, and some of those feelings might still come up, and you'll be there to help her in the same way. So we're not deleting memories, but she doesn't have to feel stuck back there or stuck in those patterns or relationships.
Yeah, she's already off playing in the surf and giggling, running around, feeling free.
That's right. There's one more thing you can offer if it feels right, which is to ask her where in her body she's been carrying those burdens, those beliefs, the loneliness, the resignation, helplessness. Ask her where she carries those and how she'd like to give them up.
So she carries them in her belly, in her solar plexus and belly. and she wants to throw them into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're going to get there, though. I can't see how that happens.
Any way you'd like. Any way she'd like.
I think she just, like, if she was swimming, then they could just go out of her and into the ocean.
Sure. Yeah, help her out with
Would
that,
that
and
work?
tell her to do that until it's all out.
So she's using the waves as they come towards her as they smash against her body to push it out.
Great.
It's really fun. I don't know. How do you know when they've all gone?
Just ask her. And like all things, we're dealing in percentages usually, so do what we can.
Yeah, it feels good now.
Great. Great. It might be nice to check in with some of these protectors we met along the way. Any parts that were concerned about you going to this part, or doubtful, or calling bullshit, or anything along the way. And maybe invite them to see what's taken place.
She's doing a little victory dance for them. It's just so joyous.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just see if you can share that with any other parts. And if there's any updating that they might want to do about their roles, knowing now that she can be this way with you.
I don't have a sense of any of them, really.
Okay.
I can't feel them. And
Mm-hmm.
hang on.
Well, when they do come up, just want to make sure that they've noticed, but I'm sure that they will.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's good for now.
Okay. Yeah. Great job.
Thank you. My goodness, what work.
Yeah. It's really wild, isn't it?
Yeah. It really is.
And you can keep checking with this part. You know, they say to do it every day for 3 weeks or so, but really it's for the rest of your life. This part will continue to be able to show you that joy and everything else that she's capable of. And you can continue to be in that space with her. And advocate and defend and keep these other parts from needing to react to, again, those kind of old patterns, those old feelings, just by letting them know that she's safe with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, keep me posted.
Thank you, James.
Yeah. Any other questions, concerns?
Deeply grateful. No, that's
Me too.
Lots. Okay.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.